Hello again, cosplay family. We're back again with another video for you guys to absorb into your eyes. And what are we doing this week? Well, this week we're going to be showing you how to make molds for small items on a budget without having to go out to these fancy chemical places to find and buy all those expensive molding silicones. We're going to show you how to do that as cheap as possible, because that is what this channel is all about. Doing cosplay on a budget. Let's get into seeing what we are going to be making a mold of and how it fits into my cosplays. On that note, take a look. So what we're going to need for the build is silicone. This is marine silicone. You can actually use any kind you like for this project. A caulking gun, unless you're using silicone out of a tube. A knife, or anything you can cut with. Be careful, these things are sharp. Hot glue gun with glue stick. A piece of foam core cut into a strip. Something to sculpt in. This is ceramic clay. Vaseline, which you use as a release agent. A dish, some liquid hand soap. Instamorph pellets. This is a thermoplastic which becomes malleable at a fairly low temperature. Some hand protection, because the last thing you want is to have silicone all over your hands. Last but not least, a reference picture. These are the decorative pieces on Vincent Valentine's cape. That is what we're going to make. Should be enough, I think. End of the day, this is what you should have. You can spend a bit more time neatening yours up. I am in a rush, so this is what it looks like for me. I would suggest take some time. At the bottom you see an ice cream stick. That is to give a gap where leather straps will be getting glued onto. So now that it's dry, you can take your knife and just clean up all the edges slightly. Now grab your knife and your piece of foam core board and cut it into sections so you can create a box mold around your piece. Glue that sucker down with hot glue. I may have made this mold a little big, make yours a bit smaller. So now it's time to actually make the mold, and that we're going to be using our silicone caulking gun, water, and obviously the hand soap. So don your rubber gloves and let's get started. So to get started, we'll take our water and squish about 10 squirts of hand soap into the bowl of water. Mix it up and then just add our silicone using the caulking gun. Be generous, it helps. You can squish this all together in the water and it will make or look like a blob. Now we can pull our mold closer and Vaseline that puppy. Yes, use that Vaseline generously. Grab our silicone and just push it into all the cavities. Be firm with it so that it gets into all the crevices of what you are trying to make a mold of. Use the water, continually dip your fingers into the soapy water so it doesn't capture any silicone, and just smooth that puppy out as best you can. Right, so here we are 24 hours later, and we are going to pull this stuff, silicone, out of the mold. And there we go. Right, so now that I've got this part out of the mold, if I'd made this perfectly square, I could have just flipped this over. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to make another box mold to match this so that I can make a top end. Make sure it's seated nicely. And we're going to go back to the whole silicone thing again to make a cap, because this is a press mold. We're going to smear some more Vaseline. Why? So that silicone does not stick to silicone. That's the thing. If you just put silicone in here, it's just going to stick to the other part and it's not gonna come apart. This is a mistake that I almost made, so let's lube this boy up. Here we are with our mold. I've pried the foam core off so that we sit with the mold. Because we had the Vaseline in between, it comes apart fairly easily. This piece was in here. I demolded it off camera. Actually, my camera stopped recording, but as I say, there it is. Now we can actually get down to molding something. What are we going to mold? You guys call this Instamorph in America. We call it Deco. Same stuff, no difference. Both thermoplastics that can be thrown into hot water and it becomes malleable. So let's do that. So when these things go transparent, they're pretty much ready to be mixed up and mulched together and then just pushed into your mold. So now we're ready to fish this out of the water. So just take your kebab stick and collect everything in there and it'll come out in a blob. But be careful not to overheat this stuff because it can burn you, so be careful with it. Just drop what you don't need back in there. We'll just take this and we'll push it into the mold. You'll see it's going to overrun a little bit, but because this is a press mold, you can just go over there and press down on it. And you'll see it's going to push all the excess out the side. Just take a knife, just slice that off, drop it back in the water. Now we wait for this to turn white. Once it does, we can demold it. As you can see, the mold has gone white. So now all we do is pop it open. And that is what we have. Perfect reproduction of that, only in plastic. Now all that remains is to paint this up and take a look what it looks like. That is what it looks like, all painted up and ready to be mounted to my cosplay. And there you go. That's how I make molds on the cheap, just using plain old store-bought silicone. I would say if you're gonna do this, see if you can find yourself some, what do they call it? Room temperature vulcanizing. So it's called RTV when you buy it in the store. That'll dry a little better than marine. Marine seems to stick to everything very messy. But it worked fine for this mold. On that note, yes, I would like to say thank you for visiting the channel, watching the video. Click the subscribe button, it will be over here. Here are a few more videos you guys can look at, see if you enjoy any of my other builds. Hey, some of them may be lame. Who knows, you might not like it. But hey, at least you're around and you're supporting me. Every view counts. Please rate, comment, tell me what you would make like this, and maybe even show me. Till next time, coffee time. Coffee!